As a wire photographer, I was always, we never would really get access of any kind, but I was always asking to do pictures of the president getting ready for his big State of the Union speech or this or that. I was a real pain to these people because I thought, you know, it's just sitting back outside on the other side of the ropes all the time. You never get any sense of who this guy was or is. And so I became really kind of a thorn in the side of some of these people in the White House press office. And one day, as you know, every Thanksgiving, the president pardons the turkey. It's like a tradition. And they brought this turkey into the Rose Garden, and Nixon came out, and I don't know, I suppose they drugged these turkeys or something, and but not this time. So Nixon came walking out, and the turkey spread its wings and clipped Nixon on the tip of the nose. And I nailed this picture of that happening. And it ran on the front of the, I'll remember the Washington Star ran it on the front page. And so I immediately get a phone call from, I think it was Bruce Wheelahan, it was a deputy press secretary or assistant, saying, how could you do that, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, you know, I would trade any number of photographs of Nixon actually doing something for 1,000 of those. I mean, just one picture of Nixon working, of him being himself in the Oval Office. This kind of picture just happened, and I got a picture of it, but I'm not proud of that. I wasn't out to get him or anything, although I think that's how they felt about it. And then there was another instance, too, where Nixon, there was a picture of him. I'd come back from Vietnam, and I was covering him again back in late 73, and the Watergate was going on and all of that. And so in 74, I had not been over to the Oval Office or to the White House that much. I came over, I was shocked at the way Nixon looked. And I was in a photo op in the Oval Office, one of those in and out quick things. And I think he was either talking, I can't remember, meeting with either Bill Simon, who was Treasury Secretary, or Roy Ash, who was, I guess, OMB. And he just looked kind of haggard. And I took some pictures of him, and not real tight, but like fairly close-ups of him. And then Time magazine in the next week's issue ran this picture of Nixon not looking terribly good. And, excuse me, Time ran the picture, and it created a huge flap. The White House press staff was talking about how that picture was out of context and really took some hits, and then people on the Hill were very concerned about Nixon's state of mind. And even my former bosses at UPI sided with the White House, saying, oh, this was obviously out of context. Well, it was not out of context. If you even looked at the frames, there were some that even looked worse than that, and actually it was pretty representative of what I saw. Flash forward, Nixon has resigned. I'm in the White House as the president's photographer, and Al Haig was still the chief of staff at that time. And I sat down and had a conversation with Haig, and one of the things I asked him was about that photograph. He said, well, you know, that was the day that the 18-minute gap had been discovered, and Nixon had not slept all night. He said, in fact, when that picture came out, you essentially really caught what was going on with him. I said, bingo. I mean, but on the other hand, they had no qualms about like attacking me for doing it. And it's one of the interesting things about my career and through the eyes of photographers. Photographers are generally never out to get anybody. I don't know one photographer who would have said, I think I'll just go out and make somebody look as bad as I can today. We don't think that way. I mean, people can look bad in their own right, but stupid pictures like eating or things, we don't even take pictures like that. This was a genuinely important moment, and I was genuinely raked over the coals for it by the White House staff.
Well, did they threaten to shut off your access? Or?
No, they wouldn't have. They didn't threaten me, but I got phone calls about it, and they were complaining to other press people about that. And, you know, having just been through 2.5 years of Vietnam, I wasn't particularly concerned about what was going to happen to me from them, but I did Obviously, I sensed some defensiveness on the part of the White House staff about Nixon's state of mind at the time.